Thank you for tuning into On Set with Lisa. I am happy to have you here. Today we will be covering the case of Summer Moon Utah Wells. Summer was a ray of sunshine. Her laughter was infectious, and her presence could brighten even the gloomiest of days. She was the kind of child who brought joy to everyone around her. At just 5 years old, her smile could light up a room. Her eyes sparkled with innocence and curiosity, always eager to explore the world around her. She was a beloved daughter, a cherished sister, and a friend to many. She loved her family, her toys, and the simple joys of childhood. Whether it was playing with her dolls, running around the yard, or spending time with her brothers, Summer embraced life with a boundless energy that was truly remarkable. But on June 15th, 2021, that light was tragically extinguished. The day started like any other, filled with laughter and play, but it would end in heartbreak and confusion. Summer vanished from her home in Rogersville, Tennessee. The small, tight-knit community was left in shock. How could a child disappear without a trace in such a familiar and seemingly safe environment? It was a disappearance that would send shockwaves through the community and beyond. Neighbors, friends, and even strangers came together, united in their concern and determination to find Summer. The sense of urgency was palpable. Summer had been playing in the basement of her family's home. It was a place she knew well, filled with her favorite toys and memories of countless hours of play. Her mother, Candace Bly, was inside, tending to chores. She was just a few steps away, believing her daughter was safe and sound. Her father, Don Wells, was at work. He had no idea that his world was about to be turned upside down. Grandmother Candace Hera was also present in the home. She often kept an eye on Summer, ensuring she was always within reach. In a matter of moments, Summer was gone. The basement, once filled with her laughter, now stood eerily silent. The family searched frantically, their hearts pounding in their chests. Where could she be? They called out her name, hoping for a response, but there was only silence. The moments stretched into an eternity as the horrifying realization dawned. Summer was nowhere to be found. Panic set in. The once peaceful home was now filled with fear and uncertainty. The family called 911, their voices trembling with fear and desperation. The clock was ticking. Every second that passed felt like an eternity. The urgency in their voices conveyed the depth of their despair. Every second that passed felt like an eternity. The minutes dragged on, each one heavier than the last. The community held its breath, hoping for a miracle as the search for Summer began. The Hawkins County Sheriff's Office wasted no time. As soon as the call came in, they mobilized every available resource. Deputies swarmed the area, their faces grim as they combed through the rural landscape. They knew every second counted in the search for young Summer. Volunteers poured in, their faces etched with concern as they joined the search. People from neighboring towns and even other states came to help, driven by a shared sense of urgency and community spirit. The community was united in their determination to find Summer. They organized search parties, distributed flyers, and used social media to spread the word far and wide. Search dogs sniffed the air, their handlers urging them forward. These highly trained canines were crucial in covering the vast and rugged terrain. Helicopters buzzed overhead, their searchlights piercing the growing darkness. The aerial view provided a different perspective, helping to cover more ground quickly. Divers plunged into nearby ponds and waterways, their movements swift and methodical. They left no stone unturned, knowing that any clue could be vital. The search expanded, encompassing a wider and wider radius. Authorities coordinated with neighboring counties, ensuring that no area was overlooked. Days turned into nights, and still there was no sign of Summer. The searchers' resolve never wavered, even as exhaustion set in. The community held on to hope, but as time wore on, a sense of dread began to creep in. Candlelight vigils were held, prayers were said, and people clung to each other for support. The circumstances surrounding Summer's disappearance were baffling. Investigators were left scratching their heads, piecing together the few clues they had. There were no signs of forced entry, no witnesses, and no ransom demands. The mystery only deepened. The child's room remained untouched, a stark reminder of the unanswered questions that haunted everyone involved. Summer's family was devastated, their lives turned upside down. They pleaded for her safe return, their voices breaking with emotion. The media descended on the small town. turning it into a focal point of national attention. News reporters covered every development, keeping the public informed and engaged. A command center was established where law enforcement officials coordinated the massive search effort. Maps, radios, and computers were used to track progress and strategize next steps. The community's support was unwavering. People brought food, water, and supplies to the searchers, showing their gratitude and solidarity in every possible way. As each new day dawned, the searchers prepared to continue their efforts. Hope remained even in the face of uncertainty, as everyone held on to the belief that Summer would be found. The Wells family was thrust into a nightmare. Candace and Don Wells made tearful pleas for Summer's safe return, their voices raw with emotion. They clung to each other for support, their faces etched with pain and exhaustion. The weight of their grief was immeasurable. In the face of unimaginable loss, the Wells family remained steadfast in their belief that Summer had been abducted. They shared details about Summer's personality, her love for Paw Patrol, and her infectious giggle. They hoped that someone somewhere might have seen something, anything that could lead them to their precious daughter. The media descended upon Rogersville, eager to cover every twist and turn of the case. The Wells family found themselves under intense scrutiny, their every word and action analyzed and dissected. The pressure was relentless, compounding their already unbearable pain. As the investigation wore on, rumors and speculation began to swirl. Social media became a breeding ground for theories, some plausible, others outlandish. The Wells family, already reeling from their loss, found themselves at the center of a maelstrom of conjecture and judgment. Some whispered that the family knew more than they were letting on. Others pointed fingers at neighbors or strangers, their suspicions fueled by fear and uncertainty. The rumor mill churned, casting a long shadow over the investigation. Law enforcement officials worked tirelessly to sift through the noise, desperate to uncover the truth. The constant scrutiny took its toll on the Wells family. They were bombarded with hateful messages, accused of being involved in their own daughter's disappearance. The pain of losing Summer was magnified by the public's judgment, leaving them feeling isolated and betrayed. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, or TBI, joined the investigation, bringing their expertise and resources to bear. Agents conducted countless interviews, meticulously following every lead. They analyzed forensic evidence, hoping for a breakthrough. The search for Summer Wells became a top priority. Investigators focused on the possibility that Summer had been abducted. They released a description of a red or maroon pickup truck that had been spotted near the Wells home around the time of her disappearance. The driver of the truck was considered a potential witness, and the TBI urged anyone with information to come forward. Despite their best efforts, the investigation seemed to hit a wall. Leads ran cold. Tips poured in, but none panned out. The mystery of what happened to Summer Wells deepened, leaving investigators, the community, and the nation baffled. Months turned into years, and still, Summer remained missing. The days blended into weeks, and the weeks into months, each one marked by the absence of a little girl who had once brought so much joy to her family. The seasons changed, but the pain of her disappearance remained a constant shadow over the lives of those who loved her. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has released an aged, progressed photo of Summer at the age of 7. The case grew cold, but the hope for her safe return never flickered out. The family clung to each other, drawing strength from their shared belief that Summer would one day come back to them. They refused to let despair take hold, even as the days turned into years. The TBI continued to receive tips, each one carefully vetted, each one a potential lifeline in the darkness. Detectives worked tirelessly, sifting through countless pieces of information, hoping that one of them would lead to a breakthrough. The investigation was a painstaking process, but they knew that any tip, no matter how small, could be the key to finding Summer. One such tip came in the form of a possible sighting. The call was received with a mix of hope and caution, as the TBI had learned to temper their expectations. Each new lead brought a renewed sense of urgency, but also the risk of further heartbreak. A woman in Florida reported seeing a young girl who resembled Summer at a local restaurant. The description matched Summer's, and the woman seemed genuinely convinced that she had seen the missing girl. The TBI quickly mobilized, sending investigators to the scene to follow up on the lead. The girl was accompanied by two adults, and the witness said she seemed uncomfortable. The details were chilling, and the investigators couldn't help but feel a surge of hope. Could this be the break they had been waiting for? The witness's account was detailed and convincing, adding weight to the possibility that Summer had been found. The TBI investigated the lead thoroughly, but it ultimately proved to be a dead end. The girl in question was identified, and it was confirmed that she was not Summer. The disappointment was palpable, but the investigators knew they couldn't afford to lose hope. Each dead end was a reminder of the challenges they faced, but also of the importance of their mission. Despite the disappointment, the sighting served as a stark reminder that Summer could still be out there somewhere. The family held on to this glimmer of hope, believing that their daughter was alive and waiting to be found. The sighting, though ultimately unfruitful, reinforced their resolve to keep searching. It fueled the hope that one day she might be reunited with her family. The community rallied around them, holding vigils and spreading awareness about Summer's case. The family's unwavering belief in her return inspired others to join the search, creating a network of support that spanned across states. The search for Summer Wells continued, a testament to the enduring power of love and the unwavering belief that even in the darkest of times miracles can happen. The family's journey was far from over, but their hope remained unbroken. They knew that as long as they continued to search, there was always a chance that Summer would come home. The community's support and the tireless efforts of the investigators kept the flame of hope alive, lighting the way through the darkness. I want to know what you think happened to Summer. Leave your comments below. I want to thank you all today for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe. That is all for today, guys. Stay safe and take care. Bye for now.